Hello, amigos, and welcome to another episode of Inside the Ropes with Coach Mario. Coach Mario, owner and head coach of Warriors Pride Boxing Academy here in Miami, Florida. 9 years winner and recipient of the Miami Best Boxing Instruction Award. We are very proud to have accomplished this goal in our short time here in Miami, Florida. Say short time is only approximately 10 years last decade of training people, training future prospects and people that really want just to learn the martial art of boxing. We are very proud to have accomplished that goal. All right, and it's an award that means a lot to us because it shows that we do care. We do care about our students. We do care about boxing. We do care about teaching our students the right way of boxing, the correct fundamentals from the beginning. Right? We create that foundation so they can later on in life do whatever they want, whether they want to continue boxing or whether they want to just practice the sport for fitness purposes. We are very anal about keeping things simple and professional, and also to focus on the fundamentals, which is very important. You know what happens when you neglect those fundamentals later on in life? They can create bad habits. So we're very proud of that fact that we are again 2023 Miami Best Boxing Instruction Award recipient for our area. And we're very happy to say that and share that with all my listeners. Okay, so today we are going to talk about a future fight that's coming in the next couple of weeks. A fight that a lot of people have been waiting for a while. This year so far, man, we've actually have seen many good fights, many matchups that we were looking to get. They're finally coming around. I believe that that it's time for promoters. It's time for fighters to get it on with the best. All right, that's what made the '80s such a great era. The '80s and the '70s. They made fights with fighters wanting to fight the best. You know, and that's what fans want. We don't want to see cherry-picking fights. We don't want to see the Canelos of the world pick on the Ryders of the world. Nobody cares about that. We all know what the outcome is going to be. So, in my opinion, that is shortchanging the fans. That is shortchanging the hardcore fans, the knowledgeable fans of boxing, and trying to prolong for fighters who assume this type of mentality to prolong their career and somehow in their own mind achieve greatness and legendary status. The only way you can achieve greatness and legendary status, in my opinion, in my mind, is to fight the best and to beat the best. All right? Not choosing, picking, all right, I want to fight this guy, doesn't pose a threat, and basically hold those titles, those belts, in a way that other fighters that are ranked high on your division hold them hostage so that nobody else can take a shot at them. That is very, how can I say, it is not the right way for organizations to run, but they're all corrupt. All they care about is the money, guys, the mean green. All right. So I believe that these organizations should make fighters that hold on to belts for a long time. They just choose who to fight, when to fight, not defend their titles with the top. They should be stripped. I mean, they should be stripped of the title. No if or buts about it. It's the way that things should be. But there are things the way it should be, and there are things the way they are. And the way things are right now is all about corruption, all about money. So you're not going to be able to see Canelo really fight the Canelos of the world. Not only Canelo, there's other fighters out there that I also include in the same category. You can see, and you can blame either one of these fighters, Crawford and Spence, Fury and Usyk, and so many other fighters that play little games in order to avoid fighting the best. All right, now Caleb Plant and Benavidez is the next best thing. I would rather prefer Benavidez fight Canelo Alvarez, but the story behind that. Canelo says that he's not going to fight a Mexican, another Mexican. Well, if Mexicans, great Mexican fighters, avoided other great Mexican fighters, we wouldn't have legendary fights like Barrera and Morales and so many others that are too innumerable to mention right now. But moving forward, Benavidez versus Plant, next best good thing coming up this couple of weeks. In a couple of weeks from now, what are your thoughts about this, my fellow boxing fanatics or fans? Not fanatics, all right. We don't cater to fanatics here. We cater to fans, boxing knowledgeable fans. What do you guys think of this fight? I'll tell you what my opinion is. My opinion is that although Caleb Plant is a really good fighter, he is a fast boxer. He throws multiple combinations. He has shown a little bit of power there in his combinations. He's a boxer that likes to move around a lot, mix it up, throw multiple combinations with the lead hand up and down like he did in his last fight where he knocked out his opponent. He does have very, how can I say it? He has multiple tools in order to beat and win a decision over most fighters, most top fighters that in that division that he will face. However, David Benavidez is not one of those fighters, all right? He's not most fighters. He's elite, in my opinion. He's a cream of the crop of that weight division. That's the reason why Canelo and others have avoided him. He is the true Mexican monster, guys. He is a dangerous fighter with a lot of power in both hands, with deadly fast hands, somebody that is on you the whole time. That's the reason he fights that way. He has a record of 26 fights and 23 knockouts. He's been two-time super middleweight champion and has been able to defeat most of his opponents by knockout. So, do I think that Caleb Plant has a chance? Of course I do. Caleb Plant has 22 fights. He's got 13 knockouts. He comes from a victory that boosted his stock, improved his stock in the boxing world. So a lot of people he's actually carrying that momentum into this next fight. He's carrying that motivation and confidence into this next fight. So I believe that he's going to stick and move. He's going to try to beat Benavidez by points, in my opinion. I don't think he wants to engage Benavidez in a toe-to-toe fight or stay inside the pocket for too long. That is not what I think is going to happen, guys. Again, these are my opinions, and like I've said in the past, this is what I rely. I do not rely on emotions. I rely on what I see and what's on paper, what these boxers have demonstrated throughout their career. Have to mention something regarding my last prediction. I gotta eat crow, guys. I didn't see Tony Harrison look this bad or have his age show, and not his age, but his wear and tear in the ring showed in Costa Tzu's fight last weekend. It was sad to see a Tony Harrison that has so many skills, or that had so many skills and such a great boxer, look one-dimensional. All right, all he used was the jab all night long. He didn't dare to throw that the following straight punch, the number two. He never threw that, and feeling a little tentative of being countered by Costa Tzu. So what do I think is next for Harrison? And this is on a side note. I think he should hang him up and retire. I think he's done great in his career, but it finally caught up to him, and getting stopped 4 times now in his career is not good for his health. He achieved a championship, a world title. He beat Jermell Charlo, so that is a great accomplishment in itself. He was beating him the second time around. He got caught at the end. He looked like a shell of his former self in the Tim Tszyu fight last weekend. And although I give props to Tim Tszyu, I really think that he believes he beat the Tony Harrison of old, the Tony Harrison that defeated Jermell Charlo. And in my opinion, he's making a big mistake assuming that. Okay, I appreciate that he's a come forward fighter. He knows how to counter, but Jermell Charlo is going to be another story, and we'll talk more about that in the near future once that fight comes closer, and I can actually evaluate what the fighters are going to be doing on that particular schedule. So let's go back to Benavidez and Plant. My opinion is that David Benavidez, the Mexican monster, is going to be way too much for Caleb Plant. This is a fight that will define both of their careers. This is a fight that both Caleb Plant and David Benavidez cannot afford to lose. These are both young fighters, relatively young, but they have a lot of experience in the ring. So Benavidez, in my opinion, will stop Caleb Plant under, I would say, 9-8 rounds, possibly championship rounds if Caleb Plant moves around a lot more. So David Benavidez should be mandatory for Canelo Alvarez, and the organizations will no longer be able to continue to hold hostage and give Canelo Alvarez that pass of not defending his undisputed title just because he's a so-called face of boxing, guys, just because he's a cash cow of boxing. I think that's totally unfair to other fighters that are ranked high. There's a lot of other fighters right there that could give Canelo a run for his money and even beat him, all right? Forget about Canelo fighting Bivol. That's not going to happen. If that happens, it would be in a 168-pound division, and that's what Eddie Hearn has mentioned in the past. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but the other fight that we all want to see, and you all know, one of those fights that we're dying to see is Bivol and Beterbiev. Those are some of the fights that are upcoming, and I'm really excited to talk about those fights once they come closer to fruition. But as a matter of what's coming up next, Benavidez and Plant, my opinion is that David Benavidez will definitely take that victory. Caleb Plant will move further down in the rankings, and David Benavidez will hold that number one spot, guys. That number one spot, which is actually haunting Canelo Alvarez, because everybody in the world, even Canelo, knows he's been avoiding David Benavidez. I've mentioned it many times. I've spoken about it in this program. We've mentioned it in several other episodes, and I've had a lot of hate come back from those fanatics, and I will call them fanatics, of Canelo fanatics, just defending the indefensible. You can't defend something that is so in your face wrong with the sport of boxing, all right? You got to fight the best, guys, in order to achieve greatness. That's the way I see it. That's the way it's always been. And one of the reasons why the sport of boxing has taken such a deep dive and such a fall from the glory of old is because of these games that fighters and organizations, boxing organizations, judges, and everything else that's going on play on the fans, on the hardcore boxing fans and the world. Nobody is blind, guys. We can see what's going on. If you're a hardcore fan, if you're a true fan of the sport of boxing, if you know the sport of boxing, you know this is wrong, some of these things are wrong, and there's no way you can defend a fighter like Canelo and say, oh, he's great, he doesn't need to fight such and such. That's baloney. All right? Yes, he needs to fight this guy next. John Ryder is a joke. Who wants to see that? I mean, it is unbelievable how these people get away with things like that. He's been in the movies, Canelo now. He's, riding high, but we all know he is not one of the greatest Mexican fighters out there, legendary fighters. He has a lot to prove, in my opinion. And I think it's too little too late for Canelo. He has shown in his last fight with Triple G that his skills and reaction has diminished greatly in the last couple of fights. And if he fights one of these top guys, he's going to get knocked out. He's going to get stopped. And he wants to avoid that, so he'll probably, like I said before, take one or two easy fights and claim he wants to be with his family and sail into the sunset. That is my opinion. He's never going to face the likes of Bebo or Benavidez again. All right, so hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. I really hope that that Benavidez and Canelo fight can take place right after Canelo fights John Ryder and Benavidez defeats Plant, as what I predict is going to happen. I hope that fight gets made. Nobody wants to see Bebo Canelo 2. That's going to be a wash. Bebo is going to, completely wipe the floor with Canelo once again, and can probably stop. I don't think Canelo wants to take that shot, that chance of fighting Bebo and getting his high esteem of himself, his narcissistic persona, thrown all over the floor again. So that is my opinion, guys. I believe that this next fight is going to be entertaining. I'm talking about Benavidez and Plant. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be a good fight to watch, to see these two young fighters, hungry fighters, get it on with each other. But like I said before, my opinion is that David Benavidez will, at the end of the night, be able to take that fight by stoppage. He's going to have his hand raised, and he's going to be looking at a lot of great things after this. So hope he stays healthy. Hope he makes weight. Hope he doesn't mess up again and gets caught up on, on distractions like he has in the past. And that's the reason why he has been stripped of his title twice already. So I hope he's learned his lesson, because he is, in my opinion, a great fighter and somebody that other fighters should take notice. All right. Now, if Canelo and Benavidez doesn't happen, I think the next big thing would be Benavidez to fight the other champion, the Cuban champion from that same weight division, David Morrell. You should fight him, and that would be an excellent matchup. All right, guys. Well, this is all for now. Until next time, Coach Mario from Warriors Pride Boxing Academy. Please remember, subscribe and like, share this program with all your friends, all right? Make sure you comment. I'm responding to every single comment out there. And like I said before, I gotta eat crow because my last prediction was way off. I thought Tony Harrison was gonna be able to take that fight, and I was completely wrong. However, the Tony Harrison that I was predicting to win a decision did not show up for that fight, guys. That was not the Tony Harrison that defeated Jermell Charlo. It's not an excuse. It's just actual facts. I never expected to see Tony Harrison so diminished and so one-dimensional, only using his jab trying to win this fight. I had that fight scored, I believe, by the time of stoppage. I had Tony Harrison winning only 2 rounds. I saw the scorecards and I saw that actually the judges had given him 3 rounds. So I think it was like 5-3, if I'm not mistaken, by the time of the stoppage. Well, anyway, guys, again, this is Coach Mario, Warriors Pride Boxing Academy, owner and head coach, with another episode of Inside the Ropes. Guys, have a great day. Have a great week. It's Monday here in Miami. Beautiful day. God bless you all, and peace.